The Galactic Council chamber fell into a tense, quiet as Ambassadors Thrawn of the Kolvathi Consortium leaned forward. The pale blue illumination of the hall shimmered in his crystalline eyes. Across from him sat Earth's newest representatives Riley Chen and Hunter Morrison, still adjusting to their first interstellar diplomatic summit. Before trade negotiations begin, Thrawn said, his melodic language converted into steady English by the translator device. The Council requires clarity regarding your species' history of conflict. How many wars has Earth experienced? Riley and Hunter exchanged a long look. Riley carefully brushed a loose strand of hair behind her ear. Which year? The chamber erupted instantly. 17 alien delegations began vocalizing at once. Their disparate modes of communication tangling into a chaotic storm of sound the translator struggled to decipher. The Mytherian envoys glowed a furious red across their bioluminescent skin. Toth delegates twisted their tentacles in visible distress. Thrawn lifted a hand, and silence rippled outward. I do not understand. I asked for a single total. Hunter leaned back, a faint smirk creeping across his face. We know what you asked, but you'll have to narrow it down. Recorded history? Last 1,000 years? Last 100? Last decade? The answer depends on the time frame. Thrawn swallowed, his confidence wavering. Let us begin with your recorded history. Riley activated her datapad. Exact numbers from ancient periods are incomplete, but conservative estimates place humanity at around 14 to 15,000 documented armed conflicts. A suffocating stillness settled over the room. A small, fur-covered delegate from the Pixon cluster finally whispered, 15,000. Give or take, Hunter confirmed. And that's only the conflicts we officially cataloged, not counting the smaller, stuffed tribal disputes, localized skirmishes, internal power struggles. Stop, Thrawn breathed, voice cracking. You said conservative? Riley nodded. Some historians argue it could reach 20,000 if every recorded clash between organized groups is counted. But we chose the lower estimate. Diplomacy and all. Thrawn's lavender complexion dulled into a sickly gray. The Kolvathi have fought 3 wars in 8,000 years. The entire Council 12 millennia of interstellar civilization has seen perhaps 200. To be fair, Hunter added lightly, we only figured out faster than light travels 6 months ago. Give us a few centuries, and maybe we'll catch up. His attempted humor died instantly. No one laughed. Riley gave him a warning look before addressing the hall again. Earth is complicated. Nearly 200 nations, thousands of cultures, hundreds of languages, different resources, different philosophies, different histories. Conflict wasn't unusual, it was inevitable. That diversity is not uncommon, a Mytherian delegate said, indignant. Our world has regional variation. How many regions? Riley asked. 4. Hunter exhaled. We have thousands. The room shifted uneasily. Thrawn tapped at his own datapad. Your record states humanity achieved nuclear capability in the 20th century. 1945, Riley confirmed, and your species used such weapons twice, Hunter added, and tested many more. Nearly launched them again during something called the Cold War, 40 years with 2 superpowers, pointing enough nukes at each other to sterilize the planet. But you survived, the Pixon delegate whispered. Barely, Riley said. But survival forced us to evolve. Laws were created. Diplomacy became essential. Wars didn't disappear, but humanity learned to avoid the worst possible endings. Thrawn leaned forward. How does a species so prone to violence endure? Hunter thought for a moment. Because conflict wasn't all we were. For every war, there were discoveries. For every weapon, music. For every boundary, an explorer who crossed it. Humans are contradictions capable of destruction, but also of compassion and curiosity. Our history of conflict is brutal, but it's also evidence that we learned painfully how not to repeat the worst of it.
Oh.
Riley added softly. Diversity made us stronger. Cooperation saved us more often than conquest. We learned that differences don't have to divide us. You asked how many wars we fought? Hunter said. Maybe the number shows our flaws, but it also shows our resilience. We're here. We made it to the stars. We didn't end ourselves. Esthron slowly leaned back, something shifting in his crystalline-gazed respect, edged with caution. The council will need time to consider this. Take all the time you need, Riley replied. We've waited centuries for this moment. As the meeting ended, the small Pixan delegate approached tentatively. I must ask, are humans dangerous? Riley and Hunter exchanged another glance. Riley smiled gently. We can be, but we'd much rather be your friends. The alien nodded, fur rippling with an emotion the translator couldn't identify. Perhaps that is what defines your kind, she said softly. The ability to choose.